YouTube knows. YouTube knows that I will click on this video 100% because this is outside of the regular drama scope. And I covered Penguin very extensively, to the point where this is the most popular video on my channel, pretty much. This was 4 months ago, so I'm waiting for fresh drama to sink my teeth into, especially when hightail drama is going down. Might as well continue my Skibidi drama. Let's not forget the Skibidi basics, what you need to know. First of all, every influencer is cancelable, as you can tell. To some extent, they can lose reputation. It might not actually destroy them. But it could be revealed that they have bad things, and then you amplify those bad things, and they will cancel themselves by apologizing in public. They will start doing shady moves that some people did not expect, and then just gets worse and worse, basically, because they did the wrong thing, and they did the other wrong thing to try and fix the other wrong thing. Yeah, sometimes apologizing is wrong because you putting it in your public channel to other subscribers who are big fans of yours who have ignored the drama that has been going on, but you have not ignored it, so your fans now have to care about it, and you basically canceled yourself. You know, that's what people want you to do. They want you to put the gun on your face and shoot yourself with it because you're evil. What Penguin is doing is pretty much the same thing. Penguin is playing with Sneako a bunch. He cares so much about Sneako. This was just a matter of time, by the way. It's kind of fucking crazy. And I'm hoping that this is not the same drama. But Penguin was talking about something related to Mr. Beast drama, right? He was talking about Chris Tyson. Calling her Ava Tyson because, of course, we're gonna have to respect the wishes of a person who's getting canceled. Never do that. Never do that. It's pointless. Now it's just Chris Tyson. Back to square zero to that fucking dude. Try to be normal again. Try to normalize yourself. This is the way you can regain reputation and all that shit. You know, you belong to a different community, potentially. Because when you get canceled, you have to reset back to zero. Start from zero. But anyways, too much information, right? So, Penguin was talking about Chris Tyson, the Mr. Beast friend, and then he starts ranting about Sneako, as if like Sneako is like the biggest nemesis of his life, of like, Sneako is in my head, guys. He sneaked in, guys. So, I think what happens, Penguin was debating Sneako. I don't know what happened. I'm just speculating. Penguin was debating Sneako. That's what I heard. Whispers and rumors. And then he said something bad. And then Sneako reeled him in to say even more bad things. And that's what the whole thing. But that's great. You know, that's what Skibidi is all about. So Skibidi basics, besides all these two parts, is we need to accelerate cancellation. And now it can be very difficult for people to accept that we need to cancel the YouTubers, basically, right? Why should we do that? Because there's other YouTubers. There's infinite of them. There's infinite of things to do on the internet. We can just discuss anything. We can make any YouTube videos we want. I click play, and I just talk to a microphone. It's easy for me. And I have the software that I will actually give away to everyone for free. This software, once you master how to use it, you basically can make your own videos that kind of look like mine, but we will customize it, okay, guys? A little bit. Technically, the most basic thing is like, you have to be a YouTuber yourself, and the only thing you have to do is react to content like Sniper Wolf. It's actually the entryway of making content and shouldn't be ridiculed and attacked. Penguin's approach to content is reacting to drama and sort of participating as a dude that's insecure and has barely anything to say, but it's just there, you know? Penguin is just there everywhere. And he shoves his face in there as well. Because he has to seize the opportunity. So the biggest basic is shove your face everywhere. This is why I hate Penguin. He's the basic definition of what Skibidi toilet drama is someone shoving their face so he haunts our dreams. So he's like the most respectable dude because we see him everywhere. He's participating everywhere, guys. Is the Penguin guy. And he's sort of like doing absolutely nothing. He's not contributing in any way. He's just amplifying whatever is going on so everyone knows about it. And that's like respectable, but at the same time he has nothing to say. He just adds some like fluff shit to hook you in, to make you watch 2 minutes of like you trying to answer of like what the fuck is going on. And he's talking about the thing for 2 minutes without actually explaining anything about the thing. Watch these videos to understand the context. This is gonna get so much worse, isn't it? Oh boy. There's another video that I've made that people did not see in particular to be clickable, I guess. But that one is the Skibidi Drama 6. So you have to double check if this video is not supposed to go, up and up in my channel. It didn't even get 100 views. I don't know why. Can someone explain me why? But like, it's a big contrast between getting 4,000 views and then 100, barely. Because I put this shit side by side and I had to fight all the haters and all that crap of the internet. But shit is coming out and I just predicted that, apparently, by accident. Well, it's not an accident, it's a vibe. The reason why I picked Skibidi Drama is because I know we will be flushing down a lot of YouTubers that don't give a fuck about their craft. They're just there leeching the system. Usually like drama channels are leeches, right? They release information about drama is the easiest thing to fall back to. The easiest job of just like describing things that happened and sprinkling a little bit of opinion of like, oh my god, this is bad. But even though it's an easy job, you still have to wait for drama to happen to become relevant again. See? He's not relevant. Drama. Quadruples his viewership. Fucking quadruples. But he has to always pretend that it's drama because like he wants the views, right? Even when he actually doesn't find the right thing. I don't know if Ordinary Gamer is gonna get flushed down the toilet. I'm just saying, bro. There's a lot of suspects who talk about drama. This is the go-to place. You talk about drama too much, you're gonna be a part of this. You're gonna get flushed. Very likely. And we will find reasons why.
Friends. I think the entire title...
I guess it's a mixed bag of like, Mr. Beast's friends are good and bad at the same time. It's just how it goes. They're on extreme ends, like they're very evil and very good for Mr. Beast's brand. Because it tests Mr. Beast and his ability to resist his friend's evil side, Only the good things come out. So still respect Mr. Beast, but nobody will actually respect Mr. Beast because it's just like we had enough. So that shit's going on, and I will not touch Ordinary Gamer. This might actually be the actual final boss, just to test his level of resistance to drama and shit. I don't know.
Heavens.
So let's pull out the timer and see how long we have to sing into the video until he says something substantial, something factual.
Betsy, what a week, huh, sports fans? Holy Toledo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Moist Critical's in a big oopsie-poopsie situation.
Yeah, we know
here.
that.
It reminds me of the time in Moonfall when
you.
KC Houseman sacrifices himself and dies of cringe
I don't know that.
the moon. Yeah, so being serious now, since this has become such a big issue, I've been in a lot of drama recently. I'm in hot water, and
Okay,
I'm biting
we
on
know
the
that,
fart bubbles
probably.
that pop up in the bathtub here. It is a lot. So let's start with the most recent one today. My retirement. I didn't know I was retiring. That's news to me. I'm as shocked as all of you are.
What? Oh, then someone is trying to make you retire then.
I had a ton of fun last night. Learned that
So you put something that just confuses you of like retirement? What? It feels like he does not go straight to the drama just yet. He just wants that, sideways. Gonna go sideways. But he actually technically started talking factually before the first minute ended.
he's gone.
So people blow up things simply because he leaves a podcast. Moving on. Now there's a new timer. Don't talk about that part, because that's definitely not the situation.
Video here. So, when covering the Ava Tyson
4 minutes it took. Diversion for 4 minutes.
situation, I was attacked by a lot of people for not being quick enough. Even
And then he will say that, oh, I talked about Sneako and stuff, right? So that was the whole thing? People just caught up to his Sneako frustration.
for not addressing it and talking about, like, well, he was going to cover for Mr. Beast until Sneako called him out. So, like, if I didn't do it, I would have been attacked. I did do it, still got attacked.
No, Sneako is a piece of shit and he doesn't deserve screen time. Like, it's a very simple problem. It's not unwinnable. In his point of view, it is, but, like, people are catching up to just, like, deranged ideology and the deranged philosophy of, like, how to put things together. And it's just like, let's just make Penguin uncomfortable at this point, because he will just collapse on its own weight, it feels like. I think that's the hive mind's mentality right now.
It really was unwinnable. But from that spawned a conversation where I talked to Sneako directly.
Why would you do that? Right? Like, what the fuck are you freaking doing? Like, why you get sucked into the Sneako wormhole as if he's a big dude? No way, bro. He's a rage baiter, and he gets what he wants every single time, it seems. It's out of control for this man. And it's like, oh, I will out-debate Sneako, I will win over... What the fuck? He just finds losing plays, like really, really bad ones. Like, you don't engage with a rage baiter because he has been proven to be a rage baiter if he got banned from YouTube. You don't get banned from YouTube, like, you don't fucking do that shit. Don't do that. And he was actually exposed for being a rage baiter by so many people at this point. And yet Penguin is just, like, completely out of touch of what's going on. Just jumping in of, like, let's debate Sneako. Do you fucking think you're gonna get anything out of debating Sneako? Jesus Christ. He Sneako himself some rage baits into your little pockets. So you just, like, reach into your pockets and you'd be like, oh, there's slime in there, and it's like, oh, what's stinging me? Oh, my pockets are full of shit now. I have to throw away my entire pens. This is how much rage baits Sneako can fucking pull off. Like, he's a normal person, but then when you get close to him, he's just gonna fill your pockets full of shit. That's what he wanted.
Because rallying against the age of consent is pedophile arguments, like defending pedophilia.
I can't pay attention, and this is also a hive mind mentality of, like, let's not pay too much attention at the video. He said pedophile, age of consent is just, like, icky words. Like, his pockets are full of shit already. Like, Penguin's pockets just, like, stinky. I didn't pay, like, he didn't actually put together a nice sentence for me to listen to, so I just, like, oh, he just said very nasty words. Okay, that's what you get for talking to Sneako, I imagine. You could have just not do that. There's so many stars in the sky you can watch, and, like, don't worry about the Skibidi Drama. I actually started this channel using the Skibidi Drama, and then I changed my mind immediately. that idea got flushed immediately, and I'm like, oh, celebrity. Although Penguin is here, he can ascend into heavens because he has its own, different channel. So you can actually escape this whole concept of sitting down and talking to the camera because it no longer works, and he can do something much better. He can just ascend, evolve. There is an escape, but this is why it's going to be so fucking interesting. What does he choose to do? Because he just has to choose the very simple thing. Do more of the good thing that he's doing, or more of just sitting and doing nothing, basically. Removing himself from the podcast scene is pretty good, and people are suspicious potentially of, like, he's gonna actually make drastic change and just remove himself even further, or get cancelled. So the bet is placed. The bet that he was talking about for 4 minutes is that he will be flushed one way or the other. Something drastic is gonna change, right? I don't want bad things to happen to big creators. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants full cancellation. We want a comeback of some kind, right? But we want them to shut the fuck up if they're making wrong moves consecutively, right? We need other people to step in who have sanity to offer. Like myself, please subscribe. Thank you very much. And I can resummon my face if you need it so badly. Here it is. You want to look into my face? You want a skibidi on me? Let's go. Here you go. Yes, Skibidi is gonna have a meeting. You're gonna say Skibidi very soon. So, Skibidi, it's its own drama. I will calculate Skibidi by how many things I was able to excavate into 1,000 views territory. So I wasn't quite able to excavate Eurovision, but we're gonna get there. I was able to excavate trains into Skibidi, bro. But it's all about the faces, right? So Eurovision does not actually have a face. But MatPat has a face. Definitely Jax Films has a face. Mark Rober has a face. And Ompaville has a face. You put a face on a thumbnail and you get more views. So I'm a fucking Skibidi on that shit. Honorary Skibidi for Mark Passio for having a face. Mark Rober joins the Skibidi gang. Also, you have to pay fees. Alright? Not free. I put Jax Films 3 times up here. If you make even a little bit of drama, and I get 1,000 views for it, that's a Skibidi move right there. Let's fucking go.
Maybe there was
Continue, my good sir.
Under 40 into it, roughly somewhere in that ballpark. I am not a debater. I've never claimed to be one. I never want to be a debater. I've always said...
Yeah, he's just defaming himself. Penguin defames himself anytime someone claims that you should be proud of holding this title of, like, you are able to talk to these people. You're able to reach out to them and keep calm. But then it's like, oh, I'm not a debater. You're not a news guy, you're not a debater. He just keeps defaming himself, even though we prescribe him to be better than everyone else, not just a dude in a fucking room just sitting there and talking to the camera. You can't just defame yourself when you have so much popularity. But Sneako was able to do that once more. I'm not a debater. Like, who the fuck are you, Penguin? What are you learning in life? You know?
Said that I believe conversations are the most productive because debates always devolve into what side can score the most points by explaining their thought process.
That's fine. That is fine. It's just a friendly match of rivalry, right? Of two opposing sides. Debates happen in the conversation when you disagree on something, when you don't quite understand it. But yeah, that's what Sneako wanted, potentially. Like, oh, I don't want a conversation. I want you to put down your points of view, and I will put down mine. and Penguin does not have a point of view, and then the Sneako is like, oh, interesting. An anomaly is happening, in fact. You want a conversation, and I don't want a conversation. That's crazy. So let's see what actually happens. Can Penguin explain all this?
Even a very
I love debates. I love attributing points to either side. I would want to hear more of that. We could actually listen to that if I need some more content for my 1 hour video.
different. Define a child,
Just like I've mentioned, I hope I mentioned, no, I actually haven't. Alright, let me mention this again. If you're 17 and you have sexual activity and it's illegal, you can sort of hush and shush about it when you grow into the age of consent. But the reason why there's an age of consent is because your thought process is going to be different as you're growing up. As you cross from 16 to 18 years old, you're not actually crossing into the age of consent yet. But beyond that point, it's going to rapidly, at 18, you're giving an idea that you're an independent person and you have to think for yourself, and that hits your brain really hard. This is where you actually process traumatic experiences as an independent person of whether you liked what people did to you. So not only sexual activity, just abuse, family abuse, or any sort of things that you have felt like were traumatic to you in the past, that someone has been bullying you or doing bad things. As you are becoming an independent person, you will be able to take what is called revenge. And it's happening across the internet. People are throwing allegations of people have been treated me really poorly. These influencers have reached out to me while I was not old enough to be independent. They reach out to me, but now I am independent. I hate those influencers of how they traumatized me. That comes out sometimes. Some of these are false accusations and whatnot, but it is what it is. This is how the pattern works. There's a certain level of you are not independent. I would say you were independent at 20 years old just to make it super solid number, but you're being told that you're independent at 18. Right? At 18, you're being constantly given the idea of oh, you can stand up for yourself. You have to test it for 2 years, right? And then you're fully consensual at 20 years old. So this is why it's illegal to deal with 17-year-olds. It's also illegal to deal with 18-year-olds too. We're just not going to talk about it that way. We're just going to pretend that it's legal. So people who step into the boundaries of 17-year-olds will be prosecuted. That's how the game works, boys. And I figured it out. I didn't know it myself. This is how most of the legal things happen. I'm telling you guys, this is the pattern of legal things. So there's the gray area that you don't get prosecuted. In this case, the age of consent area of 18 to 20. This is actually a gray area. This is where it's still questionable to sexually pursue someone when they just turned 18. When it's legal, but it's a gray area because it's legal. So this is illegal. It's not a fucking brick wall. This should be a question mark. We didn't put enough gray fucking paint across these 2 years of where the person is developing their independence. That's the whole point that has to be addressed. That's the whole thing that is being debated on, of there's something missing. There's too big of a discrepancy between in this wall, and it makes a lot of people uncomfortable. It made Sneako uncomfortable, but he can't actually coherently express anything, So if he can drag someone into a debate, if he can rage bait basically someone, because if someone doesn't want to debate, then they will be rage baited instead. That's how Sneako just figured it out, boys. The cool pattern. But yeah, this is how you actually have to look at it. I'm not saying from any legal things, because the only thing that you will learn and be taught is this. But you will not be taught of how long the person developing their independence for. You're not gonna learn that shit. And this is a hot area where, you know, at 16 you're attractive and shit. And some asshole, you know, countries would actually allow you to extend this even further. The hot area. Oh, yeah. Well, the body can take it, basically. But the mind cannot take it until it's fully developed, until you hit a different double-digit, basically, number. And then there's a really, really cringe territory below that point, obviously. And it's all quantifiable, it's all math equations, to be honest. And people toying with that, it's not gonna end easily, you know. At some point you will have to pull out math to solve all of this and how much damage is actually being done, how much people are being traumatized. I think people are just toying with the ideas of sexuality across the entire America of like, oh my god, this is really bad. Because they had bad experiences with being teased and knowing that sexuality means something deeper, but they don't want to acknowledge that. That's a whole conspiracy level topic. But all you have to know is like someone cheated on you, but someone had sex while you didn't know, while you were in a relationship with them. Like, that's a pretty big deal. People have to talk about this stuff, to be honest, and they can't talk about it because it's a fucking crazy topic. So not only people have to be independent, but they have to know how to carry themselves. They can't just, like, allow themselves to have sex. They have to learn about it more and slowly dive into it and not just, like, fucking jump into it. Slowly unpeel all the mysteries. For me, I unpeel mystery and I'm like, shit, I'm gonna be virgin for next 10 years, it seems. So, soon, guys, we're gonna hit this number. And I might even continue being a virgin. I don't know, bro. And yet, so that's why I don't even want to be part of this debate. I am able to say, from my point of view, anything past 25 years old is illegal. I can just say that. And I'll be completely fine and not hypocritical at all because I'm a fucking virgin. So you don't fucking listen to me because I'm gonna punish everyone who had sex. Every single one, bro. I'm gonna be 90-year-old virgin who will punish them all. It's a joke, but like, for fuck's sake, that's the whole point. Everyone is individual to some extent as well. But there's some like developmental things that we can actually observe and understand and pretty much decide on. Like the body is growing. So what even is the point of having sex when you haven't developed your fucking body and independent mindset and you haven't escaped your parents? All of that shit's supposed to be accumulated here and then start to disperse. Of like, you're also not supposed to be groomed into knowing what your sexual partner's gonna be. So I explained everything here. There's a whole package of teaching, you know, teenagers not to fucking be unsafe with this sort of stuff in case something blows up because no one's having sex anymore. People just texting each other and nothing's actually happening. Funny enough. This is why a person was not traumatized by Ava Tyson simply because, and Chris Tyson, simply because there was no intent to meet up, I would imagine. There was no sexual tension between them, pretty much. It's just the fucking around with some other ideas that internet has to offer because internet offers a lot of fucking weird shit. I'm not defending Chris Tyson. You can go to hell, Chris. But there's a lot of things to learn from every drama. And so the age of consent looks like this. All right. And this is still questionable of like, what happens here? Right? If you don't have friends, I feel like this thing extends even further. Depending on how much friendship you have collected. If you have friends, you want to keep your friends, you might have to do shit with your friends, unfortunately. Or for your friends. I don't know. Maybe people have had sex simply because of me. Because they had me as a friend, so they needed to, you know, appreciate my existence. I don't know. It's weird. It's just that's how weird sexuality is. I'm saying it's weird, bro. I'm sorry. So me being pushed, so like my first experiences are better than everyone else's. You know, they made a sacrifice, so my first experience is so much better than theirs, right? That could also be interpretation. Like, it gets so fucking weird. You have to answer all these questions. You can't just be like, oh, I have to hit a fucking number, and now I can start doing these things. There's too many questions. So before you leave, really leave the gray area. This is still a question mark zone for sure. It's not just because it's legal, just because you would run away from the cops, doesn't mean you would run away from all responsibilities imaginable. All right?
It's not says that he is okay with people that are aged 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 marrying adults.
That is wrong because it's a traumatizing behavior to make drastic decisions in early life. When you're developing, you're making drastic decisions for your future, it's just not gonna go very well, unfortunately. When you're 18, you're going outside of your parents' influence, not necessarily their homes. You don't have to escape that because that's fucking cheap to live in if you have to pay rent elsewhere and you don't actually own property. Your parents supposed to buy your fucking house in the first place, not you. You're not even working yet. You're not supposed to go out and buy houses already. Move out, like, for fuck's sake, what is that? You're not supposed to pay rent by any means if that's the more expensive option. But besides that point, marriage, all these like decisions, again, they're potentially traumatizing. You cannot decide for your future. What is being decided for you is like, which direction do you want to go? You're giving a college, you're giving university appliance, right? You can apply university for yourself. You get to choose now. You get to start thinking about your independence of where to go, what communities to join, what things to learn, which direction do you want to lean towards. You're still not escaping everything. And that's also marriage. So why are you not giving those decisions early on in life? You know, it becomes overwhelming very quickly. Also, it's a very creepy look from this game. But yeah, there's a lot of things to learn. Very fascinating shit.
We're talking globally. Let's just talk globally. Like, do you think it is okay for, and I'm not talking about just you specifically anymore, anyone, do you think it's okay for anyone in their 20s, an adult, to marry a 15 or 16-year-old?
A 21-year-old, if there was a marriage where the father consented and the daughter consented, and it was both good on both families and they wanted to do it, why am I going to get involved? Why should we get the government involved?
Even get back a little bit, adults.
Okay.
Well, they would get involved later on when a person claiming their independence decided they have made very terrible decisions and nobody has prevented them from doing terrible decisions. You know, usually government has to step in and stop people from doing terrible decisions, just like the Mr. Beast lottery thing. Government has to step in and protect people all the time. Government provides security to people. Government provides sanity to people so they don't fall astray and do stupid things. I got a provision of sanity as well. I'm not going to talk about it because it's mine. It's for me. But I can just prove to you guys I'm getting paid and I'm getting services that I pretty much need from the government, and it's all good, bro. I'm being protected. I know what it's all about, personally. So this is not outside of the scope. Government cares about everything that can turn into drama and problems that start escalating like this. So let's not fucking breach all these like barriers. Let's just keep it chill at 18, right?
Parties are
A
happy.
12-year-old being physically mature.
If that's the only line that actually makes sense.
Again, I don't think a 14-year-old can ever be.
Yeah, Sneako is fucking rolling down a hill. Like, you can't defend all this Muslimic, all these like Middle Eastern ideologies because they're just vicious ideologies. They're trying to get away with like vicious things. Vicious things that they would push a lot of pressure on young people. People will feed young people. I mean, parents would feed young people across like India and Russia that marriage is forever, that you will have to go to war, that sort of imagery, like all these vicious things. Like, you don't want this culture to manifest that easily. It's all poison, pretty much. Parents just feeding their children like everything about life. Everything, all the dark shit. All the fucking horror stories. All this human sacrifice shit. Not just marriage. Marriage is just there to bond you forever, to chain you with other people that you cannot escape. India is also like a pretty mesmerizing place of like, it can hide a lot of fucking hardship in there too. And we don't know about their culture, anything at all. We only get T-series, you know, tear series. People crying, potentially crying for their help, you know. And I'm not joking, we're gonna have to peel off T-series to see what's in there actually. What story is being told, because they are ruthless with children. Because children is something they really care about. And Sneako just fucking sucked in really bad things, really bad ideas for himself, defending a culture that he just prefers, you know, of like, oh, I will just belong in this category of people, I will defend this culture that just like makes people marry at age of 12, just like insane shit they're doing. It's like, well, it's normal to them, so I'll just talk about that as pretend to be a Muslim or some bullshit like that. That's what Sneako is constantly doing. He's just finding some outrageous things that people do, and pretend that this is just like something he can defend and be a part of, which is fascinating to me. But like, ugh, holy crap! I want to watch porn right now just to, you know, elevate all the nasty shit that I actually feel into something, you know, more acceptable.
It up. There are very rare cases where someone under 18 has had that surgery performed.
The dick chopped off surgery? That's grooming right there. That's grooming. This is supposed to be illegal. This is not. The trans shit just went out of control, thinking that 18 is... No. Age of maturity is required for you to remove body parts of yourself. An ear, put on tattoos all over your fucking body. You have to have age of maturity. You have to be completely independent from your parents. You have to cut your parents off and not care about their opinions. I don't know when that happens. Maybe 30 years old. Age of maturity, you want to chop your dick off? I'm sorry, that's not gonna be 18 to you. Holy shit, now you're just being demon. You have to have age of maturity of like, if you want to have demons in your body, if you want to change your body in drastic ways, we're not talking about sex anymore. We're not talking about something being put in and out for one fucking day for an ecstasy fucking moment. We're talking about fucking a whole life decision that's gonna alter the rest of your fucking life. What the hell is going on, bro? Holy shit. And again, people are outraged because it's just a crazy thing to think about. When you pause for a moment and just think about, oh my god, this is crazy, and people start blowing things up, and it doesn't matter what Moist is talking about, it's just like, oh my god, it's like even 18 is insanity, bro. And below that is even greater insanity, you know, try to push that below. That's age of consent does not mean you can just perform mutilation on your body. That's just fucking bullshit, bro. That's bullshit. I don't believe that at all. You have to protect your body. You have to respect your body that you have received from your parents, all that shit. Like, you can't just, like, fucking give a middle finger to your parents immediately when you go outside. They will fucking bury you, bro. They will bury you. How old is Chris Tyson right now? He will be buried. He will be buried. He's not 30 enough to fucking flex his stupid fucking feminine look, bro. Parents can be cold right now and beat this motherfucker up. Just beat him up. Like, that's what he deserves. He doesn't just deserve to just be canceled. He has to be beaten up by his parents for being fucking stupid, making stupid decisions, bro. Holy crap. Even my parents, it feels like they're plotting to beat me up, but I have to be fucking strong and resist that shit. Easy enough, bro. I'm gonna hit 30 years old and I will not be beaten up by my parents. That's an achievement, apparently. Holy crap. I'm scared. It applies to me too, man. Imagine one of these being Chris' parents. Let's fucking smash this guy. Smash that feminine look out of his face. Okay, maybe there's a reason why Chris is not scared of his parents. Holy crap. You see, a dad can beat you up, even if it means going to jail, because you just deeply offended your family. Like, you're not supposed to fucking do that. That's how you're supposed to feel. Like, this is not about you. This is not about you chopping your balls off. It's about you're offending your family. You're changing your entire biology and disregarding the people that fucking gave you life and allowed you to fucking exist in the first place. This is so much deeper. Holy crap. This is Christian values, so to speak. But you will feel Christian values when it fucking smashes you with a brick in the fucking face. Disregarding jail time? Fuck that shit, bro. You deserve to fucking feel pain. Feel Jesus, basically. Transition into... from a normal human being into Squidward, who has a big nose because, like, ugh, shit just came out of your nose when you got hit by a brick. This is how emotional you can get about these topics. Like, I wouldn't let my child fucking transition away into a different planet. Get the fuck out of here, then. We hunt down all the aliens.
If a kid gets interested in that process and starts going through that process with proper care.
And a few broken bones, I imagine.
And then when they power to them, that's entirely...
All power to... No! Don't empower people. They have to respect the people they grew up with. For fuck's sake. Just because you claim independence doesn't mean you do whatever the fuck you want, disregarding people around you and what they care to see you do. You know? The way they want to see you succeed.
doesn't appear to be the case. He was very adamant about this position.
If you feel like uncomfortable talking to someone and they're just clinging onto a position, you can threaten to leave and be like, okay, I guess you care about it too much. You can't entertain the other side. So if you don't want to debate, you have to jump rope. You have to switch sides or something. Basically to test a person's patience with other points of view. But only if it's necessary. I'm not sure how that would look like. I just know that clinging on to your opinions is a weird thing to do. You know, you just let go, you go to the next topic, or whatever. Agree to disagree with yourself for a moment. But this is very complicated shit a territory that no one needs to dive into. We're not having conversations right now. We don't know how to have conversations, clearly. It's pretty obvious. So, no one's an expert right now. We shouldn't be focusing on that. All I can say to people is don't be silent. Never be silent. Say something. Say how you feel. People have to care about your feelings. Someone has to care. As long as it's not hate comments down below. Fuck that shit.
I talked about it on stream a little bit, how because I've covered so many like drama stories and everything, it's pretty much all that I ever get told about when I'm...
Yeah, it's a black hole of noise for sure. It can be exhausting, especially when you can't fully participate in drama, but it's like, but you're the cool kid, Penguin. You can be in this drama and go over there and over here and just be there and there. Fuck yeah. he's getting exposed for, you know, he wants to defame himself so badly. He wants to just real life himself so badly because the internet fucking stinks. And it's like understandable, and now it justifies all the 4 minutes of self-defense. It doesn't justify his, but that he had to fight against the internet, saying that, so you should probably stop using the internet, Penguin, you're running out of time. Yeah, definitely. Retirement, so to speak. The topic is brought back. And it's like, it is what it is. Like, he defamed himself, so he pretty much retired anyways. You know, I'm not a debater. I'm not a news person. I'm not a drama person. Like, what? It's just game over. Who are you?
And it's become get told about when I'm streaming, and it's become such a massive headache, and it's about where everything just feels like a lose-lose, and it has...
Well, if you're not learning anything, if you're not connecting to the right people, it will be a lose-lose. But you're a loser because of that.
Been for like cut and dry.
But that's the greatest aspect of retirement. This is when you have to retire, when you're just stuck in a lose-lose situations because you have no way to contribute to be able to get anything back to yourself. You basically going into a store without any money. Of course it's a lose-lose situation for you if you have inspected every single item in the store and only thing you have figured out is that you cannot have any of those items. It's kind of scary, actually, thinking about it. You go to a store with $0, knowing full well you can't afford anything. Oh, that's so scary. That's such a homeless feeling. And so painful. But that's how you should feel about these YouTubers as well. They're going into a store of YouTube of like, can I handle this drama? Can I handle... Oh, I actually don't... When handling drama, you have to pay with sanity. You have to actually generate sanity, or at least be generating sanity like I'm doing right now. These videos are very long. I'm generating sanity for everyone else to be able to withstand more of the drama, to understand that it's gonna evolve into some kind of conclusion and will suddenly stop. It will suddenly stop, just like Sniper Wolf drama suddenly stopped, and you will understand why and how it was a satisfying conclusion after all, you know.
Dry on the internet. I'm not special. I'm literally just a normal guy who got very lucky.
So why are you defending Penguin, guys? He defamed himself to the point of luck. Like, you never do that. No skill, just luck. Well, that fucking sucks. Imagine winning a tournament and be like, oh, it was all luck. Like, that's the greatest defaming you can put on yourself. Of like, oh, I guess you don't deserve the title then, right? And it's like, you would say, oh, I guess I don't. It's just so fucking weird. You gotta take some responsibility, and it's just like, try to figure out why it's not luck. That's his job right now. Otherwise, he's just gonna get snapped out of existence, bro. Thanos snap.
I just nothing else. I don't have a unique perspective on things. I don't have deep insight
Shut up, brokey.
into it's possible. Like it's all this like nefarious scheme where I'm doing this with.
Well, he's in a drama world, and drama charged people are gonna like rip everything into pieces. They're gonna try and manipulate the narrative as much as they can. Drama makes things unstable, so you can actually start manipulating the narrative for your own benefit, right? So everyone does selfish things during drama, and you must not surrender to that. Especially, again, like, I look into the comment section, there's tons and tons of selfish fanboys of some dude that they fell in love with their face. But it's just like, dude, like, I also am a person, I'm gonna be selfish, I'm gonna be banning you, I'm gonna be fucking kicking your ass in the comment section. You're not gonna get away with this shit. Drama charged people are fucking vicious idiots. They're kind of like lemmings. This is how you have to look at them. Penguin looks at people with way too much respect, and he can't fucking handle that shit very much. So he will not get elected into the next level of celebrityhood, basically, because he constantly defames every single attempt to put a crown on his head. I say I'm YouTube CEO. I'm not scared of the fucking responsibility. it's whatever for me.
my hand. Being myself, that's all this channel ever has been. And now it's become super controversial.
Because you have to keep evolving and be better. And there's a huge barrier called, do you have a crown or is just cap? No, just cap?
To do that, taking sides on
It's all
everything.
cap? It's all just cap, you know? Just like you're just trying to be the best version of yourself and nothing else.
And it's very for the longest time, it was just me having fun.
Getting popular, you know, making friends, getting all this reputation and all that shit. It was so much fun, and it stopped. I can't go any further. I'm a cry now.
Thing, if you've been around the channel for a while, is I've always wanted this to be fun
And not like a job.
never feel like a job.
Well, unfortunately, if you want to hold title, you have to take responsibilities. It can still be fun if you know how to do it.
And like anytime I go live,
You can flex title on celebrities and be like, oh, I have this. Oh shit, we have to hang out with you now.
just in
Mr. Beast flexes title to Miranda Cosgrove, and she's like, oh my god, I have to be in your video. I'll be very popular. Oh, wow. And two people scream at me, oh my god, that's so cool, publicly.
whatevering internet-related drama or like drama in general, I'll still talk about like really wacky stories and shit
Retirement! We flushed him, guys. Victory. We win.
like that. But I definitely think I'm gonna be pumping the brakes on like the kind of drama.
Yeah, retirement. Old man. He can't handle it. Let's go, douche tubers. Sneako is horrible. Oh man. This was the moment she should have known that she can't fucking handle drama. You should have known.
that possess no soul, no morals, and no creativity.
And sit in a fucking room.
And they're all douchebags on YouTube who got popular by being douchebags on YouTube. For
Wow, that's crazy. Who could that be?
those of you who aren't 12, is when the money is thrown in the face of the viewer. Look how much money I have that you don't. I just fucked a hooker that cost $5,000 because they're probably the biggest content creators on the site. Man who's successful because they watch them. Perfect example of
He has no hot takes anymore. He used to be so fucking cool, this penguin. Now he's just a douchebag.
Memulus made a
Douche
video on a man
tuber.
named- Most douche tubers feel the same way. Hey, my audience is so dumb I can clickbait the shit out of anything even if it makes no sense. Don't believe
But he secretly does that, too.
number 6.
Oh.
10 million the view.
Everything that I'm clipping out of context a little bit, that's what he does,
Viewers of
man.
these kind of people.
Doing just a little bit, just enough to make it work. Of like, oh, I don't have to do thumbnails for my videos. I guess I won't do that, but I will clickbait people with putting my face when the drama pops, and then everyone knows, you know. Everyone knows if they get recommended to click on my face. It's very just like unpredictable, unplanned. But it still feels like super calculated idea of what he's doing. But anytime he gets in trouble, he just defames everything, just gives away everything. The reason why Penguin is scared of like mysterious diseases, because he will give in to the disease. You just so like, okay, take that away from me. Oh, fuck it, take that. That's not fun. Disease is not fun. Take that. He's not gonna fight back because he's already in trouble. And he's just too scared to fight back. It's just weird. Fight the urges to be a better human being. Is what it is, man.
Children, they're leading.
It's so much easier to just give up and give in as quickly as possible the moment you get in trouble. That's his strategy the whole time. It's fascinating and pathetic, I would say.
Shit.
The moment he's getting views, he's gonna get views. But the moment he starts losing the views, the moment it turns into like the drama disease, he will just give everything away. He will just immediately retire just like he did. It's just, that sort of strategy is fascinating. You're gonna be the highest of highs and the lowest of lows type of strategy. Is pretty scary what's gonna happen to Penguin, I would say.
Things he does.
Because this is just a domino effect. that will keep on reoccurring.
he all correctly.
Again, all the dominoes will fall of, like, what can we even expect from Penguin anymore? And his sanity has fallen significantly, so now people will have to try and test to see where the limits are, where the expectations lie. What can we do anymore on this by being subscribed?
He's correcting it now.
But yeah, the gray area is no longer illegal territories. Illegal territories have to be like super duper straightforward and strict. But gray area is just socially driven. So if you shame someone, that's fine. It's like you guys figure out. It's a social territory. Where it's shady because, like, well, what did you do in the past then? If you're doing this right now, like shady stuff right now, how did you prepare yourself here? Because there's still a questionable grooming potential. I don't know, but I just wanted to touch this just to clear things up. There's a definite gray area right after the legal stuff. Next to legal areas, there's always a gray area, is what you can expect. Just like every crime has a backstory. This is the part where you get too close towards a wired fence, having bad intentions. Just like, well, it would be just called suspicious activity, right? Suspicious. I do respect douche-tubers.
That you're not kidding. You're just being a douchebag. Now, this was a National Geographic look at the douche-tuber, and I hope you've all learned something about this abhorrent species. I really have no respect for these kind of people at all, and hopefully you...
And I have no respect for Penguin anymore. And hopefully you will bring back the douche-tubers so we can look at them more closely. Instead of, you know... That's what he was doing this whole time. Penguin was just stealing reputation from other people, saying that, oh, these people are not worth your attention. I am worth your attention, secretly, he says. And then, I think he was doing that to more people. And that's why he jumped on Sniper Wolf, like, oh, Sniper Wolf was not worth your attention. Me is worth attention. I am from Hunger Games, guys. I am hungry for attention. Nico Kato is not worth your attention. I am worth your attention, guys. I just sit there. I have guns versus Sneako. Andrew Tate is not worth your attention. I am worth your attention. Riley hates me. Wow.
During one of my nutritious nut, and who could forget when she really takes it home with jerk it out, jerk it out, jerk it out, beat it out, beat it out.
Oh, that's kind of crazy. It started making me trip, bro. So her raps were pretty good. After all, drama snack. I will not jerk it out. I will worship Riley for being so cool. Maybe something weird will happen. I will collect my emotions for Riley. Because I'm that guy. I don't follow. Whatever you say, I will do the opposite. Because I have a feeling something cool might happen. You know, it's like no fap for Riley. And the final thing he's doing is appealing to the algorithm, knowing that this is what will be searched for. And when people, you know, react to this as well, it's just like, whatever. Of course. Of course, bro. Fight himself, and it's so entertaining, isn't it? We're still not done with this. He still has to hit himself in the face successfully. See you guys next time.